The Alaskan halibut is a true giant of the sea. These fish can weigh more than 400 pounds and grow to be 8 feet long. They live deep in the cold, wild waters off Alaska's rugged coast. With flat, diamond-shaped bodies and both eyes on one side, halibut are masters of camouflage. They blend into the ocean floor, waiting to ambush smaller fish and crabs. Alaska's environment is perfect for halibut. Icy currents bring nutrients from all over the Pacific. The sea is rich with life, and the days are long in summer. This gives halibut plenty of food to grow big and strong. The cold, clean water also makes their meat firm and tasty, a favorite for chefs and fishermen alike. Each spring, halibut migrate from deep water to the shallows to feed. That's when fishermen get ready for the season. The fish are powerful and smart. They put up a fight, testing even the toughest crews. Landing a giant halibut is always a thrill. In Alaska, halibut are more than just big fish. They're a symbol of the wild, untamed North. Catching one is a rite of passage, and the stories grow bigger with every telling. Let's dive into how Alaskans have hunted these monsters for centuries. Long before commercial boats, Alaska's indigenous peoples fished for halibut. Tribes like the Tlingit and Haida used cedar canoes and hand-carved hooks made from bone or wood. They set out lines with baited hooks and hauled in halibut by hand. These fish were vital for food, trade, and ceremonies. Preserved halibut fed families through long, dark winters. The first outsiders to hunt halibut in Alaska were Russian and European explorers. By the late 1800s, American fishing boats began arriving. They saw that Alaska's waters held enormous halibut, and they wanted in. Soon, small dories and schooners lined the coast. Fishermen braved storms, ice, and isolation for a shot at these sea giants. The halibut industry took off after 1910, when steam-powered vessels hit the scene. Fishermen could now stay out longer and reach deeper waters. Canneries sprang up in towns like Seward, Sitka, and Kodiak. Halibut became a major export, shipped by train and steamer to distant cities. Yet, for all the change, some things stayed the same. The work was dangerous. Crews battled rough weather, gear failure, and the weight of the catch. Still, the lure of giant halibut kept them coming back year after year. The tools of halibut fishing have changed a lot over the years. Indigenous fishermen were skilled at reading the tides and sea. Their hand-carved gear was simple but effective. They passed down knowledge from one generation to the next: where to fish, when to set lines, and how to respect the sea. As more settlers arrived, the boats got bigger. Early Americans used wooden schooners and small, open dories. Fishermen set out long lines with hundreds of baited hooks. After hours, they'd haul in the lines by hand, fighting the weight and the weather. It was back-breaking work, but a good haul could feed a family for months. Today, most fishermen work on steel-hulled commercial boats. These vessels have powerful engines, heated cabins, and modern navigation. Crews might spend days or weeks at sea chasing the halibut migration. Yet, teamwork and skill are still at the heart of the job. Every crew member needs to know their role, from the captain to the greenhorn. Despite the high-tech gear, the spirit of adventure remains. Storms can blow in fast, and the sea is always unpredictable. Fishermen respect the ocean's power. They know that every giant halibut is earned, not given. Modern halibut fishing is dominated by long lining. In this method, crews set out a ground line that can stretch for miles along the sea floor. Attached to the ground line are hundreds or even thousands of baited hooks. The bait, often herring or squid, lures in giant halibut from the deep. Once the line is set, the crew waits patiently. It could be a few hours or it could be overnight. When it's time to haul in, everyone snaps to action. Hydraulic winches pull up the heavy lines. As each hook surfaces, the crew checks for halibut, shakes off smaller fish, and quickly stows the giants. Long lining is efficient, but it takes skill. Setting the lines in the right spot is crucial. Fishermen study charts, use sonar, and talk to other boats. They work fast to avoid sharks and sea lions, which try to steal the catch. Safety is key. One wrong move and a heavy halibut can break a leg or worse. The catch is sorted, measured, and iced immediately. Only fish of legal size are kept. The rest are released. With practice and teamwork, a good crew can land thousands of pounds of halibut in a single trip. Yet every fish is handled with care, honoring both the sea and the tradition. Modern fishermen have a lot of tools to help find and catch halibut. GPS and electronic charts show exactly where boats are, even in fog or darkness. Fish finders and sonar see underwater, mapping the ocean floor and spotting schools of fish. Radios and satellite phones keep boats in touch with shore and each other. On deck, things get busy. Hydraulic winches and haulers make it possible to pull up miles of line. Deckhands wear waterproof gear and steel-toed boots. Knives, gaffs, and hooks are always sharp. Each man and woman knows how to work quickly and safely. Technology also helps protect the fishery. Electronic logbooks track how many halibut are caught and where. Cameras and sensors record the catch, helping scientists and managers keep the fishery healthy. Even the hooks have improved. Circle hooks catch more halibut and fewer unwanted fish. Still, no machine can replace experience. Fishermen read the weather, study the tides, and swap tips on the radio. The best captains know when to fish and when to wait. In Alaska, technology is just another tool in the hands of skilled crews. Alaska's halibut fishery could have been wiped out by overfishing. In the early days, there were really just a few rules, if any at all. Boats caught as many fish as they could, and by the 1920s, halibut numbers were dropping fast. Something had to change. That's where the International Pacific Halibut Commission, or IPHC, comes in. Founded in 1923, it's a partnership between the United States and Canada. The IPHC studies halibut populations and sets catch limits for each fishing season. Scientists tag fish, count eggs, and track migrations to make sure the rules actually protect the fish. Modern fishermen must follow strict rules. Each boat gets a quota, which is a limit on how many pounds of halibut it can catch. There are size limits too, so young fish have the chance to grow and spawn. Inspectors check catches at the dock, and breaking the rules means heavy fines or even losing your fishing license. Thanks to these efforts, Alaska's halibut fishery is one of the most sustainable in the world. The system isn't perfect, but it works. Fishermen, scientists, and managers meet every year to review the numbers and plan for the future. Halibut is big business in Alaska. The fish is prized for its mild flavor, firm texture, and huge fillets. Every year, fishermen bring in millions of pounds worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Halibut supports families, towns, and entire industries, from boat builders to seafood markets. But halibut is more than just money. For many Alaskans, it's honestly a way of life. Families hand down fishing skills and stories. Local festivals celebrate the first catch of the season. In small villages, halibut is a key food source, smoked or dried to last through winter. Restaurants from Anchorage to Seattle compete for the best halibut dishes. Tourists flock to Alaska for a chance to reel in a barn door. That's a nickname for the biggest halibut out there. Charter boats and sport fishing bring in visitors and really help boost local economies. Halibut connects people to the land and sea. It shapes culture, art, and identity. In Alaska, to fish for halibut is to be part of something bigger, a living tradition passed down with pride. Alaska's halibut fishery faces new dangers. Climate change is warming the ocean, changing where and when halibut spawn. Scientists worry that rising temperatures and ocean acidification could harm young fish and the food they eat. Some years, fishermen see fewer giants and more small halibut. Overfishing and illegal fishing still threaten the stock, especially outside regulated waters. The IPHC has to work closely with Canada, Russia, and even Japan to protect the whole Pacific population. This means tough negotiations and constant monitoring. Technology can help, but it also brings risks. Bigger boats and better gear mean fishermen can catch more faster. If not managed carefully, this could lead to new problems. The key is balance, using science and cooperation to keep the fishery healthy. Fishermen, scientists, and managers must adapt to a changing world. That means sharing data, respecting quotas, and listening to indigenous voices. The future of Alaska's halibut depends on everyone working together. Alaska's giant halibut are a treasure worth fighting for. The fishery is a model of teamwork, blending tradition, science, and modern tools. Fishermen risk their lives for a chance at these monsters, but they also work hard to protect the resource. The story of halibut is still being written. Challenges like climate change, market pressures, and new technology will test everyone involved. But with smart management and respect for the sea, there's hope that giant halibut will thrive for generations. For Alaskans, halibut is more than just a catch. It's a lifeline, a tradition, and a point of pride. Every fish pulled from the icy water is a reminder of the wild, untamed spirit of the North. So next time you enjoy a halibut fillet, think of the teamwork, courage, and care that went into landing that giant. In Alaska, all hands on deck isn't just a saying, it's a way of life.